Good afternoon. International Internship University, or IIU, is the world's first internship-based virtual university, building a better and brighter future for all young learners, and is committed to provide quality, accessible, affordable, skill-based, and location-independent education to learners across the world. IIU is providing access to more than 100,000 and plus courses and internships to their e-learners across the globe. With a team of high caliber and experienced global educators, IIU has been accredited and affiliated with the World Education Organization and International Accreditation Organization, and collaborated with all the world's top universities and educational institutions through the platform of massive open online courses. IIU provides various certificates and diploma courses. There is always that one person who has the vision, the thought, the idea behind a successful venture and organization. And if we talk about the man behind the success of IIU, is none other than our beloved co-founder of IIU, Mr. P. Yos Pandit. He concorded the world's first virtual internship university, a pandemic, the International Internship University, the IIU. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dr. CRISANTO E. AVILA of the Philippines. So I am the executive editor of the Aloysian Publications and the director of St. Aloysius Academy of Dasmariñas, based here in Manila, Philippines. So for today, I'll be discussing with you, or my topic is about mental health and psychosocial support. You know, after 2 years that we are experiencing pandemic, we are now on the corona scene. When we say corona scene, it is the aftermath of the pandemic. And now, as we go back to the old normal, we really have to prepare ourselves. So the objective of these presentations are, it will help a clear place to start focusing on your inner strength while experiencing challenges. Learn how to manage stress due to uncertainties plays an imperative role in keeping the mind calm and healthy. You know, after the pandemic, we've been disturbed. That's why we really need this topic this afternoon. This seminar aims to heighten awareness and understanding of mental health and mental disorder, to provide individuals foster a healthy and supportive workplace through awareness of others' mental health concerns, to have an overview and understanding of the importance of setting up a healthy mental state in the workplace and in teaching learning environment, and to comprehend the importance of support from the workplace. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, and you are all welcome to this webinar. Entitled, or my first module this afternoon is entitled, What is Mental Health? So to give you a clearer definition of what is mental health, the World Health Organization describes mental health as a state of being in which the individual realizes his or her own abilities, can cope up with the normal stresses of life, can work productively and fruitfully, and is able to make a contribution to his or her own community. So, which means to say that, as a mental health person, we can passively really project ourselves as a fully functioning men and women of the society. With mental health, it includes our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It affects how we think, how we feel, and how we act. It actually gives out the persona inside us. It also helps determine how we handle stress, relate to others, and to make choices. Mental health is important at every state of life, from childhood in adolescent through adulthood. So, in the entirety of our life, we really have to maintain a good mental health. Now, to discuss with you, I am showing you now the mental health and the quality of life. And what are these factors? If I'll be reading it to you one by one, allow me to give this to you one by one. Of course, these things has something to do with poverty. Poverty affects our mental health and the quality of life. We know for a fact it is not easy to become poor. And this is a result of strained relationships, unemployment, the result of poor education, social vices like prostitution, also discrimination, and to consider the inadequate health services from the government. Those are the effects of poverty. And also, this results to physical health. No, physical health. If our physical health is poor, then it can affect our mental health. Not only that, the inadequate of security. If we feel that we are not secure, then there is a big impact when it comes to the quality of life that we are having. Lack of family support, family problem that really results to mental health. The gender, the choice of gender, inadequate social infrastructures, how the society supports us as individual being, the religious activities, the beliefs, the environmental and housing, all of this are contributory to mental health and quality of life. Now, let's discuss the factors that contributes to mental illness. So, you might be saying that as of now, you're having a mental health, but what are the factors that can contribute to mental illness? So we have here three factors: the biological, psychological, and social. Under biological, it includes physical health, disability, generic vulnerabilities, drug effects, and temperament. Those are all biological. And when we say psychological, that includes temperament, IQ, self-esteem, family relationship, trauma, coping skills, social skills. Also the socials, family circumstances, the school, the peers. So all of this are the forces that affects our mental health. And now, for me to discuss with you more about the factors contribute to mental health problems, including, so try to check for yourselves if these things are manifesting in you. The first one, social isolation or loneliness. Are you alone? Are you always lonely? So that's really if affects your mental being. So please avoid being alone. You have to merge with people, happy people, so that you will also be receiving energy of happiness. Now, for number two, are you experiencing discrimination? Are you being discriminated? Any stigma, including racism? So we must be very, very careful with other people of discriminating them because it affects their mental health. So do not just attack other people. Next is bereavement. Of course, in losing someone close to you. During the pandemic, in 2 years' time, there are millions and a lot of people who lost their lives, and there are so many family that were affected, and there are so many individuals that were very, very lonely because of bereavement. Severe or long-term stress. How do you manage your stress? Do you feel stressful today? or last few weeks ago. So the long stress, no, really affects your health problem. It is contributory to health illness. Having a long-term physical health condition, okay, so that this also affects, and unemployment or losing your job. Of course, no, the reason why there are so many people who are having this mental problem is because of losing job, losing unemployment, because of thinking very hard when it comes to on how they can find another job. Homelessness or poor housing, you know, is the basic society of the basic unit of society is family. That's why we have to really give our life in affection to every member of our family. Okay, being a long-term carer of someone, if we've been in love for others and these others are not giving up the other the mutual love and affection, it's really not a good thing. Drug and alcohol misuse, domestic violence, significant trauma as an adult, physical causes. So these things, no, we must be very careful to ourselves. We might be experiencing these things. That's why all of these factors, please check for yourselves, because as of now, these things may manifest in you. Now, for my module 2, what is mental illness? To give you the idea of what are these mental illness, you must be very aware of this, because you might be experiencing this already. What defines mental illness? Mental illness or illnesses are health conditions involving changes in your emotion, thinking, or behavior, or a combination of this. Mental illnesses are associated with distress or problems functioning in social, work, or family activities. You know, the bottom line of having mental problems are problems, the stress, no, the misbehavior in the workplace, the misbehavior in the family. Okay, so you really have to check for yourselves. Early warning signs of mental health problem. Please check for yourself. How is your behavior now? Eating or sleeping too much or too little? Okay, if you are eating so much beyond the normal size of food that you have to take, well, those are manifestations. Pulling away from people and usual activities. If you feel like avoiding people, that's not a good sign of a healthy mind. Having a low or energy, if you feel like always tired, feeling numb or like having or like nothing matters, if you feel very light, no? Having unexplained aches and pains, feeling helpless or hopeless, and if you are always drinking, smoking, or using drugs more than usual, feeling unusual, confused, forgetful, or edge, angry, upset, worried, or scared. Are you always feeling like this? Yelling or fighting with family and friends, experiencing severe mood swings that causes problems in relationships, having persistent thoughts and memories you can't get out of your head, hearing voices or believing things that are not true. Oh my God. Thinking of harming yourself or others, and inability to perform daily tasks like taking care of your kids or getting to work or school. You know, as you can see this, all of these are seems abnormal, meaning the unusual things that you are experiencing and the unusual things that you are doing. So watch out for those, because those are the early warning signs of mental health problems. Now, let's talk about stigma and discrimination. Stigma is when someone sees you are in a negative way because of your mental illness. Discrimination is when someone treats you in a negative way because of your mental illness. You know, we are actually observing people who have mental illness. So we have to avoid being negative with them. But we have to we have to deal with them in another way. Okay, mental health stigma refers to social disapproval. Sometimes we try to hate them, we try to neglect them. When society places shame on people who live with mental illness or seek help for emotional distress. So instead of, avoiding them, instead of mocking them, so we have to be very, very supportive with them so that they can go back to the normal them. Okay. So we have module 4, mental health and wellness. This time, let's talk about mental health and wellness and how you can maintain a good mental health and wellness. So positive mental health allows people to realize their full potential, cope up with the stress of life, work productively, make meaningful contributions to their community. So, you know, we have to really feel this way that we can function very well in the society. We can say afford to smile. We can say hi and hello to the people in the community. We can still serve them. So those are the the capacity of individual who are still healthy. Looking after ourselves, ways to maintain positive people. Mental health includes, so how are we going to maintain positive mental health? Number one is getting professional help if you need it. If you feel there's something wrong with you, you better ask others. You better tell them what you feel. You better tell them what you like. You better tell them what are your challenges. So getting professional help and connecting with others. Do not just stand alone, do not just sleep alone, just talk to yourselves, but please connect with others. And it's staying positive. You have to always look to the positive side of the thing and do not be very, very negative. Getting physically active, making yourself alive, do exercise, of course, helping others. By way of helping others, you practice communicating with others and getting enough sleep. That is very, very important. And developing coping skills. It's important developing coping skills that you yourself can always cope up with your difficulties, that you can cope up with those things that bothers you. Okay? Now, how can I help myself? That is the question. You yourself must help yourself. Okay. Number one, again, stay aware of your mental health. Always think, oh, you are still in good condition and you are not getting worse. Okay. You can still behave well. You can still control yourselves. Nourish your social life. No, social life is very, very important. So you have to still go out into social life with others. Okay, always making yourselves busy. Try to do a little drinking. Try to do a little dancing, singing. Stay aware of your mental health. So if you feel like that there is, troubling you, you stay away of those things. Okay, nourish your social life. Go out. Find yourself. Give yourself a time. Try peer support. Always find a friend. Always find a friend. Somebody whom you can talk with. Somebody whom you can always confide with. Somebody whom you can always tell your problems. Make time for therapeutic activities. So what are those therapeutic activities? Find time to pray, find time to dance, find time to exercise, find time to travel, okay? And find time of giving a time for yourself. Look after your physical health. Always check if you're not sick and if you are not uncomfort with your physical body, and contact a specialist organization. So you must always contact with the professionals for them to help you. Okay, everyone can do these three things for good mental well-being. Okay, these are the three important things for you to maintain a good mental well-being. First one is you have to do exercise every day, 6 times a week. Okay, do exercise either in the morning, in the afternoon. This is very, very important. And of course, you have to eat well. Eat well with the fruits, eat with proper balanced fruit, eat in a proper time. And the most important is get good sleep, at least 7 to 8 hours, a day. Okay, three, and always eat three times a day, at least three times a day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you can actually have between meals. Okay, and of course, don't forget to go to gym. Don't forget to do a little exercise, a little dancing. Okay, so you really have no. The bottom line is that you have to do things for your physical exercise. Okay. Next, we have a short mental health quiz. So as I end this this presentation, end this talk, let's have a short mental quiz held. How open do you exercise? Just please answer for yourself. How often do you exercise? Regularly, sometimes, or never? Please check for yourselves. In my case, if I am to answer this, how often do I exercise? My answer is letter A, regularly, because I have to go to gym three times a week, so as on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And in between days, I have to exercise just inside our home. Number two, how often do you eat fruits and vegetables? Well, if I am to answer, regularly. Okay, regular, because I always ask, no? I always ask for vegetable or fruits. Number three, how often do you sleep between 8 and 10 hours per night? My answer here, to be honest, is sometimes. Sometimes I cannot complete 8 hours, sometimes only 5 hours, 6 hours, and 7 hours. Okay. Number four, how often do you feel happy? How do you feel right now? No, you have to be very, very proud that you're a happy person. Always say regularly. No, you must be happy all the time, because every day is a beautiful day. Okay, and every day is a life's celebration. Okay, so I want you to listen to this song. Yeah, I want to share this song with you and to reflect for this song.
Sound, please.
Okay, so what's the you might ask me what is the message of the song? Is learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. So ensuring that there is mental health in you is actually loving yourself. And it has been always loving yourself is always the greatest love of all. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. This is Dr. Chris Avila, and I like to take to say thank you to International Internship University. Good afternoon.